Welcome back, everybody, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. My name is Colson, and I'm joined for this matchup by Chunk. Chunk, how you feeling?
Feeling great. Great to cast this Venom team again in the playoffs. I believe I casted them a ton of different times. I'm not sure if in the playoffs, but I'm very familiar with casting these guys, and I'm excited to cast them tonight against Raptors, which is a 4-5 matchup, so it should be really, really good.
The Venom squad went 12-6, and this Raptor squad went 11-7. So, like you said, this should be a very, very close matchup. Venom went number 1 in the Western Mountain region in the regular season. The Raptors were number 2 in the Eastern Central region. So both top caliber teams, both playing phenomenally throughout. On the side of Venom, there are 2 top 10 rated players in Forht and Yukio. And on the side of the Raptors, there are 2 top 15 players on the side of Kamden and ranneday. Kamden notably is a number 3 ranked player. So hopefully we'll see some great gameplay coming out of them.
Yeah, I'm really curious on how these two little duos will compete with each other, and how the third man will kind of find the like glue to connect them. I know that it is very important as we go into these playoffs to kind of see how these teams built around each other with teamwork and whatnot. So I'm excited to see how they can play when it matters the most.
And I'm going to be interested in that. I think that both of these teams can take some lessons from what we saw in the last matchup between Grandmasters and Inferno. Grandmasters looked dominant because they were so aggressive. They were willing to be super aggressive with their first man, looking for bumps, demos, off-ball pressure, and that led to a wild amount of success. So I think whichever team can replicate that aggression could come out on top, especially in this game number 1, where it does come down to possession. Kind of counterintuitive. It's always a ping pong game, right? Where you try to feel out your opponent and clear it away when you get scared. But oftentimes, the team that keeps the ball the closest, keeps it within their own possession, is the team that comes out on top. So it's really going to depend. But I think an aggressive team that keeps possession should take at least game number 1, if not the series chunk.
I know teams like to play that kind of passive play style in the first game. They kind of like to feel out their opponents. I know a lot of teams do that, but I think if you do play your game and manage to not kind of get disrupted, that either one of these teams will come out swinging, and you do not want to lose the first game and let it go downhill, because if you do lose that first game and then lose the second one as well after feeling them out, things could get slippery real quick.
It could. They do have a little bit more mountain to hold on to, though. This is another best of 7. No longer are the days of best of 5. So even if you slip a little bit, you have an extra game or 2 to catch your footing and get back into it. And like we said at the very beginning, these teams are super closely rated, the number 4 and number 5 seeds. So I personally would not be shocked if we saw this series go the distance. I'm hoping for a game 7 overtime, but we will wait and see. In the yellow team is Venom, and on the brown side is the Raptors. Diving into game number 1. Kickoff immediately goes on to the Raptors side, redirect over to the sidewall. JP looks to take over. Gets a clear round for JP, looking to make a touch, misses the double, and Yukio able to make the save over to the sidewall. Pressure early for the Raptors, though. Not initially what I was expecting, especially seeing that Kamden doesn't look to be in the lobby. It looks like Divine is going to be replacing him, unless that's a name change that I am completely unfamiliar with. So it will be interesting, but I might have to give the edge in this game to Venom now.
Yeah, Kamden is a good player in his own right, but I think Divine has had a lot of playing time. I believe he was on a different team at the mid of the season, as Raptors will take an open net, which is given to them graciously here by this Venom defense. As just Yukio missing a touch when JP passes it to Divine. But like I was saying, Divine was on another team. He's got a lot of experience, so I do think that will help him here in this playoffs.
Divine shut me up immediately too. I had a little bit of a question mark over his head because he isn't Kamden, but Divine stepped up and said, "No, sir, I am Divine, and I am here for a reason." He gets the opening goal for this Raptors squad. Ranneday hitting over the sidewall, gets 50'd out by Rat. Divine looking for a teammate mid. Great pass to Ranneday, goes around one, but Forht able to get the touch and clear it away. JP keeping this one and trying to keep the pressure on this Venom squad, who seem to be on the back foot, not responding well. Mistouch comes out, but JP able to get the clear right over to Ranneday. Ranneday with a quick shot, but it will go wide off the post. Divine keeping this pressure on. It looks like this team in the Raptors is playing phenomenally. A lot of aggression towards this Venom side, and Venom hasn't had much to respond so far. Not a lot of sustained pressure, but here comes Yukio trying to get it around to, and does. Forht with a quick follow-up, and that's the duo we were talking about pregame. They respond and tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, great follow-up by Forht off the play from Yukio. One thing I kind of noticed from the past seasons, these two have teamed up for, I believe, 3 seasons in a row now. So they are very used to each other. One thing I do notice is they normally aren't the two aggressors. One of them isn't the first man. They're normally second and third respectively. So I'm curious to see how thatchyrat can kind of play as that aggressor role, and if someone else between Forht and Yukio kind of step up and make a play like we saw there. Yukio kind of makes the opponents miss, and it will tie up this game early.
Yukio getting a touch over the net, causing a little bit of pressure to ease off, but the pressure is still on. JP elects to wait in midfield for this ball, but gets beat out by Yukio. Divine will have to get a good touch, and does. Back to himself, waiting for it on the back wall. Hits it out, but Forht does get the beat. Yukio gets the beat on him. This one could pop mid. Yukio to Rat. Rat with a quick shot, but JP able to save this one away. Ranneday gets around one, miss touch coming out from Forht, or a lack of a touch, and Ranneday gives the lead back to the Raptors.
Yeah, Ranneday with a great little bullet past past Forht. He was just kind of caught there in third man, not able to get the touch he needed here. And we've seen a lot of missed touches come out in this first game. I don't know if it's Streamner's first match of the playoffs. I don't know if we kind of saw these players take a break, because we did have a week break as the play-ins happened. So I'm kind of curious to see how they'll play as it goes on.
I love the aggression from that first man going for it. It leads to another goal. Like I said, replicating that Grandmaster style will pay off in spades. Rat going for a bump to end up going, and Forht says thank you very much off the awkward save, and gets the second goal for his team and the second goal for himself as we dive into the 5th kickoff of this game. It's still tied, and it's an even match, exactly what we thought it was going to be. Yukio to the corner, Rat to take over, awkward touch, pops into the midfield to go for Venom. A little bit of miscommunication coming out from this squad. Clearly they're not playing as well as they thought they would. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on it. Yukio leaves this one for Rat. Rat gets dunked out by Divine, and Yukio will be back with the save. Takes it to the corner, gets dunked out by JP. This could be the chance for the Raptors. Divine with a mistouch though, and sends it over to the sidewall. Wifty comes out from Forht, and that makes Rat a little bit awkward. Players not ready for these mistouches. Seems like this Venom squad is a little bit nervous in this game number 1.
Yeah, you've got 2 veteran players on Forht and Yukio, and thatchyrat has been around and has been very successful on the multitude of teams he's played on. So I don't know how the veterans are going to shake out later in the series, but I do believe they've got a lot more experience than Ranneday and Divine. I know Ranneday, I believe, is a rookie, so we'll see how he can step up to the pressure.
Rat trying to pop this one up to himself. Forht gets beat up by ranneday, trying to get a quick shot for JP. JP with the shot, but Yukio with the save. Divine trying to pop this one in, but Rat able to save this one away. Hop to the sidewall by JP. Yukio up early to get there. Miss jump coming out, and Rat says thank you very much. Great redirect into the net, taking a late lead for Venom in game number 1.
Yeah, just kind of a miscalculation by ranneday. Kind of caught off guard by the power he got on it. thatchyrat kind of playing that first man like you were talking about. Just kind of able to read the pass and able to really set his team up to take game 1 here unless some magic comes out in the final seconds.
Great touch onto the back wall by the defense of Venom, keeping this ball out. This one could be dangerous, but it hits the ground at 0 seconds, and Venom steal game number 1. And I think it was a rough game number 1 for Venom at that. I think if they tighten up, this could be a really dominant series for them. The Raptors came out and almost doubled the Venom's shots. I believe they had 11 to Venom's 6, but still, Raptors couldn't capitalize on their opportunities when they had them, only scoring 2 out of the 11. Venom scoring 3 out of the 6. So if Venom is able to get on offense and get things going, this could be really dangerous for this Raptor squad chunk.
Yeah, the first game really back and forth. It looked like Raptors were always getting that first punch until it was 2-2, and Venom kind of shocked them with kind of miscues. We've seen a lot of kind of whiffs and missed touches happen. I think that as we go on, like I've been saying, it will settle down. I like to see how Raptors kind of adjust from this Venom playstyle. We saw Thatchy and Yukio kind of being aggressive, and Forht always playing that second and third man, kind of waiting for the play to unfold. Curious to see how he will step up. We saw a big performance in game 1. I'm curious to see if he can replicate that.
Yukio now popping it over. JP gets a 50 with ranneday. ranneday looking for a quick shot, but it is a little bit high and stays in the corner. thatchyrat taking his time in the corner, flips at it, but doesn't get anything from it. JP electing to take his time. thatchyrat taking none of it. Bumps his teammate into the ball, and this could be dangerous, but a great touch from Yukio puts it back into the midfield. This one almost gets Cuxer pinched, but it's weak. A little bit of a mistouch. thatchyrat with a quick shot to the top right, but saved away from JP. This Venom squad, I think, sustains offense better than this Raptors squad, but the Raptors squad that I've seen has quick counterattacks and quick shots out of nowhere, which is why I think they're so dangerous in this series.
Yeah, we've seen a couple awkward scenarios for this Venom defense, and I'm sure at some point they can get punished, but so far they're playing really good help from their teammates. They're getting good little second man help to not get punished, and I think it has been calming down, and only Raptors have been able to, or haven't been able to find attacks without help, so they're gonna need to find a little change up here, as they will get a shot, but it will be shut down pretty quickly.
I think the biggest difference that I've seen so far is the lack of an aggressive first man. I mean, that was a beautiful 1-2 passing play. Yukio to Forht. He fakes out this one, but I love the aggression that I'm seeing. I'm not seeing a lot of aggressive first man coming out from the Raptors, which is why I think their offense has stagnated a little bit. They get great first touches. I love the bumps come to the midfield, but it hasn't happened at the right time yet. I think they need to continue working on those bumps and working on the timing of them, and I think they could be deadly in this game. Forht now popping this one back to the midfield. Back and forth we go. Each team trying to get a little bit of control. Flick by one, dunk over to JP looking for ranneday. ranneday fakes this out. It goes mid, and Yukio gets a strong touch, but Divine is waiting. Great first touch by him, trying to get around Forht before it says no. ranneday pops it back in, and Yukio gets a strong clear to the midfield. JP not able to control this one, and thatchyrat pops it out yet again. Quick touch up to the ceiling. Rat trying to get something to happen. Yukio pops it to himself, trying to make a play happen. Forht pre-jumps, but it goes wide. JP now looking to make a quick counterattack. This is where the Raptors are deadly. JP trying to make something happen, but it gets saved away by Yukio. 2 minutes remaining. We are deadlocked. It's 0-0.
A back and forth game, not a lot of offense, a lot of midfield meeting each other. We've seen, I'd say, a lot more kind of trying to take possession and forcing your opponent to make a move, but it hasn't really worked out for either team. They've been met by a defender of either team and been shut down here early.
Yukio now takes this one off the sidewall. It pinches over. thatchyrat trying to get something going, but no offense for either of these teams. Like you said, is able to start up. JP with a quick touch, but thatchyrat is there waiting for it. Love the aggression by JP, though. ranneday looking to pop this one off the sidewall, looking for Divine, but Divine elects not to go. I think that's another thing we could see from either one of these teams, a little bit of a risk take. You just trust that your third man can get the touch that you want on this ball, and the field could open up for you. ranneday gets a 50 mid. JP looking to follow on it, but Yukio is quicker to it. Yukio now chain dash, gets the beat. Forht is up. ranneday with a great save, keeping us tied 0-0, a minute remaining, but the pressure is on the Raptors. Venom is skewing up to strike. Yukio trying to keep the pressure on, but Divine able to get the save, leaving us with 45 seconds remaining, tied 0-0.
Yeah, we're still deadlocked. We've seen a lot more shots, a lot more good opportunities here, but still no one able to really break the mold here and get a score. And I'm assuming whoever gets the first goal here will probably take this game, just how we've kind of seen these teams come out here in game 2. So someone's got to make a risk, or some mistakes got to happen that will really mess up a team. And a mistake here comes out. JP will get a great pass middle off of 50, and ranneday will put it right behind Thatchy. So close to the ball, but just too much on that shot for him.
Yeah, Thatchy just did a little bit too much. He was positioned in the middle of the net, just driving backwards. He could have got that save. He's trying to make up for it here, but there are 10 seconds left. It's going to be tough to come back with such little time, especially in a game where it has been so even. Each team's nerves seem to have settled down, and we are in for a long series. 1 second left, 0 seconds left, trying to keep this ball up, and it goes down. Raptors tie up this series at 1 apiece.
Yeah, defensive battle here in game number 2. We didn't see a whole lot of counter punching when only one really punch on the scoreboard came out, and just off a little missed position. So one mistake is all it really took for Raptors to put away this game. But I'm sure Venom got plenty of opportunities. They just got to make the most out of what they see in these kind of offensive opportunities. It kind of seemed like they toned down the aggressiveness that we saw in game 1, and they kind of got punished for it.
Yeah, it was a very patient game, and I think that benefits Raptors the most. Venom, we saw in game number 1, especially at the end of it, were very aggressive off ball, looking for bumps and demos, and I didn't see a lot of that in this game from them, and I think that suits the Raptors' play style a little bit more. We see the shots even out for both of these teams. Right now, it looks like the Raptors outshoot them just by 1, but that 1 is the one that went into the back of the net and gave them the win in that game. But now we have to move forward to game number 3. Each team looking to take the lead in this series. Raptors looking to take their first, and Venom looking to get back up on top. We are about to dive into the kickoff, and here we go. This one gets popped into the midfield. 2 players up for it early, and it's a 50-50 on the ball. It's JP trying to get something started for this team. Yukio up early, but whiffs on this one. Divine pops to the corner. Rat gets a 50 on him. It pops down mid. Forht is up early, but it gets popped out in the way by ranneday. Yukio now trying to make something happen. Pop this one over. Pop down mid, looking for Forht. Forht with a shot, but a great save comes out from Divine. He's done an expert job on this defensive line for them. thatchyrat trying to make something happen. Divine's team a little bit of time to get boost. Forht now get a pass back from Yukio, but it's a little bit behind him. Yukio likes to stay on it. It pops out mid. JP with a quick shot, but thatchyrat makes the save. So far, midfield presence from both teams has been kind of weak. They've elected to leave that midfield pressure and presence to the other one, letting that third man stay back as the ball gets cleared away. And it's worked out in spades for the Raptors after that game number 2. Let's see if they can keep it up in game number 3.
Yeah, we've seen, I would say, a lot more shots coming out from Venom. They've kind of turned it up here comparatively to the last game. We saw kind of the slug out, but they have looked good. We've seen some passes like we just saw. As we got some shenanigans going on here. We see a Forht pass. I was about to say that no one was there for, but Yukio comes out of nowhere, hits the post off of Divine, rotating back and into the net. We've got ourselves the first goal, and it is an own goal.
Yukio won't get credited for that pass. Divine won't get credited for that goal, but it was a beautiful 1-2 play. Unfortunately for Divine, it was on his own net. Yukio trying to keep the pressure on for this Venom squad. That could be a tilter, especially if that's the only goal that goes in this game. I love the demos I'm seeing. JP onto Yukio. JP staying on this one. thatchyrat getting it over one. JP able to get the save high, but it pops down low. Yukio flips to it, but isn't able to put it away. thatchyrat able to pop this one over, looking for Yukio. Yukio trying to get a pinch play, but it goes just a little bit wide. Yukio elects to stay on it, looking for Forht. Forht low boost, pops it over to the sidewall where thatchyrat is. Thatchy keeps this one in. This is awkward, but ranneday has it red. JP with the follow-up gets it out and back into Venom's half.
We've seen a lot more passing. We've seen a lot more connection from Venom. That teamwork, I think, is what kind of separates some teams from others. We haven't seen the opportunities that Raptors kind of got to play. They've been warmed almost when they get the ball, kind of like we just saw. They need to find a way to maybe break out. We've seen the demos from JP, but if maybe we can get a demo on that, get one more meaningful demo and not get punished on a counterattack, I think that Raptors can really find their groove. But there's only 2 minutes left here, and they've got to find an answer quick.
Yukio and Thatchy double commit for that ball, and Forht gets demoed on the back line. Great fake and great patience from Yukio. Thatchy trying to get a bump, but isn't able to connect. Forht elects to keep this one in, but there are 2 minutes left. Plenty of time. Forht to Yukio, passing play, and Divine with the save. Thatchy trying to get this one going, double to himself, but gets saved away by JP. Pinched back into the zone, pressure everywhere for Venom. None of it is coming out in favor of the Raptors, but still it is a 1-goal difference in this game. Defense for the Raptors looks good. Unfortunately, defense doesn't get you on the scoreboard. They need to break out of their own half, and this could be their chance. Thatchy gets a touch mid. JP trying to accelerate the play, but Yukio with a great touch, keeping it 0-1-0. Thatchy accelerates this one yet again, and back and forth we go. Each team looking to get another one on the board.
Yeah, goals have been a commodity here in this economy in the last 2 games. We've only seen one for each team, both off really a mistake. So if you want to go here, you're going to have to either capitalize on a mistake or make a great offensive play. The defenses have stepped up tremendously here as we get another great save off solo plays. Big solo plays have kind of not been working here for both these teams. We've seen kind of really good shots from these passes, so we've got to see what these teams can do to find connections.
I think there was a little bit of a team bump. Forht able to get back to it and clear this one out in a way. Raptors need to respond. They don't have a lot of time, and it looks like Venom is starting to time waste just a little bit. Thatch electing to let that ball come to him. I love the bumps coming out. Yukio could get another goal, doubling up on the lead, but he cannot. Forht just popping it around one, looking to get a redirect, but gets a flip reset instead and drops it. JP keeps this up, trying to get it around another, but cannot. And Venom take the series lead yet again.
Yeah, what an interesting set of games we've had. Just a complete, total defensive battle. Raptors really stymied on their attack this time. only getting 3 total shots compared to Venom's 11. The offensive pressure from Venom really mounted on Raptors that game, and they kind of felt like they were getting suffocated in their own half, not able to really make offense for themselves. And they've got to do something to change it up. Kind of curious to see if they want to take a timeout, but these games have been close, so maybe it is within reach for them.
Raptors being they had a lot of the demos. There was 5-0s in favor of them on demos, but still they couldn't get out of this Venom pressure. And because of that, Venom take the lead. But again, it was the last 2 games, like you said, have been 1-0 affairs. Not a lot's going on. So either team, if whether it's a counterattack, one mistake, one misstep, I feel like each team feels confident, and they should. I'd like to see a little bit more risk being taken from either of these teams, because I think that's what could give them the edge in this series overall. But right now, both teams playing very solid defensive games. JP whiffing on the opportunity there. Those are the opportunities you have to capitalize on, especially in such low-scoring series like this one.
Yeah, we've seen a couple cut out of position mistakes here as a great opportunity for a shot there from Forht. What a save coming out on the other end from Divine. As a lot of team bumps going on, I think, for both teams there as they try to get their feet settled here in this game. But we've seen so many good opportunities offensively so far from both these teams on that Forht shot, and on a JP opportunity coming off a demo. I'm kind of curious to see if those demos open up for Raptors and how Venom will respond to them.
I'm seeing a lot better timed demos, especially when they come in opportunities and with chances. This one, awkward touch, Divine with a quick shot, but Yukio still able to get the save. Like you said, both teams have had their opportunities, but neither have been able to capitalize them so far, a minute and a half in. It could be like the last game, double demo comes out where whoever scores is going to be the one that takes it. It just depends on if you're able to capitalize on the opportunities given. Both teams are still playing it fairly safe, and because of that, it's going to be a low-scoring affair unless we see some absolutely crazy offensive prowess. Yukio, round 1, gets a 50 on another, elects to take this one up to the ceiling, pops it back to himself, can't get the second touch, and it's saved away by ranneday. Thatchy keeping the pressure on. Forht over to Yukio. Yukio with a quick shot off the post and in. Beautiful placement coming out from Venom, and they take the first goal in this game.
Yes, I would like to say it's such an aggressive play, and it pays off. All 3 of them really in that back fourth of the field on that side of Raptors, just on their front door knocking. After we saw everyone on the field going for demos, kind of clearing it up. When the smoke settled, Venom will take that first goal and set themselves up for, from what we've seen in the last 2 games, a win.
Forht with the beat on the last back defender. Divine keeps it close, gets a 50 onto Yukio. He's doing great getting pressure off his team, letting them get a little bit more boost. Flick into the air, Divine's up early, gets it around for it. Divine trying to make something happen, pops it into the sidewall. Yukio tracks it the whole way, pops it back to himself, gets a 50 and the clear. Elects to grab the boost. Forht calls him off of it. Yukio drops back down to the ground. JP with a clear, but thatchyrat waiting for it. This one pops off the sidewall. Early read from Divine. Great save coming out by ranneday, and it's cleared away back to a teammate. Forht trying to keep this pressure on for Venom, trying to trap this Raptor squad in their own zone. What we've seen so far all series, Forht trying to keep it on. Both teams low boost. Quick shot comes out, but ranneday there with the save. thatchyrat with the shot, and it goes in. Rotation breaking down for the Raptors, and Venom doubles up on their lead.
Yeah, really aggressive play again, and it's kind of caught Raptors off guard. One of them gets beat, the ball's just floating down middle, and thatchyrat able to power in the second goal here. And what we've seen as, I'd say, an offensive masterclass coming out from Venom. It seems like they've kind of found out the defense here and are able to punish Raptors just for missed positions or missed hits. That's a great save comes out here.
Great save comes out from Raptors, but again, that's not what's going to get them into this game. Their defense has never been the question. They look great on it, but if you can't get out of your own zone, it's going to be much like the story of Inferno from last series. I said it at the very beginning, whichever team is more aggressive, whichever team tries to make these off-ball plays, tries to be more aggressive with their third man, will be the team that comes out on top. And so far, it's working. JP blocks out his own teammate's shot, and a lot of miscommunication coming from this Raptors squad. JP up for it early, trying to get something going with 1 minute remaining. Thatch tries to get one on target, but doesn't. Ranneday with a strong clear. Yukio needs to take his time here, and does. Pops to the corner, gets a 50. Divine looking for a quick shot. Forht beats him out. This Venom squad is playing the beat and is doing so at pace that this Raptor squad can't keep up with currently. Right now, they're getting a little bit antsy, not trusting their teammates. Yukio with a crazy touch in front of his own net, but is able to recover from it. Proof that this team is just doing whatever they want right now.
Yeah, Yukio going for solo places. He's got all the opportunity, though. He just keeps getting fed by his teammates here, and he feeds Forht, who's waiting middle to set them up with the third goal, and what almost certainly will be the final goal in this game. Unless Raptors can find some offense, they have had such a hard time to find anything so far, and they've just been sitting on their own half, trying to make something happen, but they're being absolutely stymied by this Venom offense here.
I think in large part is they're giving up midfield to this Venom squad. And when they go for the midfield presence, they oftentimes double commit. And that is not going to be effective in the long term, as we've seen in this game number 4. Venom take it and take a 3-1 series lead. And it looks like the Raptors take their timeout.
Yeah, completely turn of events from the last 2 games. Almost the best game we've seen coming out from Venom. It seems like they've settled down and really gotten to their game, kind of played the teamwork game that they've really, I would say, have popularized, playing with each other for so long. Thatchy has really fit into this dynamic duo of Yukio and Forht, and it has looked incredible to see, but Raptors haven't found anything offensive in the last 2 games, kind of been shut out for 10 minutes straight. We've seen some shots, but they've been saved so easily by this Venom defense, and they need to find something, I'd say, in this next game, and find something quick.
I'd like to suggest some midfield presence. That is the name of the game. Right now, this Venom squad has gotten a lot more boost because of that. They've made better touches. They've taken more control with the larger boost amounts they have, knowing that this Raptors squad can't get back to the ball as quickly. It is what it is. That's tough. But the easy fix is stay at midfield. If they try to bump you, bump them back. That's the whole point. Be aggressive, be angry, and get angry. Go for demos, go for bumps. I know some people say it's cringe, but that is oftentimes the difference maker. And right now, there have been a couple chances for this Raptor squad off those bumps, but they haven't capitalized on them. I think they need to keep doing it, though. Don't get frustrated. Go for midfield, play that midfield presence, clear up columns a little bit, make sure you don't double commit as much. And I think they could take this game and get themselves back into this series. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I think they definitely need to do something different. We saw some demos come out, and we saw that missed opportunity from JP. I do think that it will benefit them, as we do have 2 players who are on Raptors who lead Challenger and demos per game, and Kamden and ranneday. Fortunately, Kamden is not here tonight, but they still do have such incredible talent at demoing, and I'm surprised they haven't been able to capitalize or really use it effectively here yet.
Ranneday trying to get some early for his team, but it gets stymied by Yukio. I like the pressure that I'm seeing so far early on in this game. JP misses that back boost. That could be devastating for their attack. Ranneday gets a double. Yukio doesn't go for it. Faked out Ranneday, and here he comes on the offense. Forht is there, but I love this midfield presence that I'm seeing from Divine. I don't think that this Venom squad will be ready for the aggression, and I love what I'm seeing. Double commits coming out from this Venom squad so far. We'll see if they can adapt to the pressure. They were able to break outlets. I love the bumps coming over. It seems like Venom is attuned to this speed, and let's see which team can come on top from it.
Yeah, I feel like both teams are kind of playing a different style after this timeout. I've seen some aggressive boost grabs here from Venom. I've seen some kind of bump plays, and then I've just seen really a change of pace here for Raptors. They've seemed more aggressive. They kind of seem like they know they're on their final straw if they want their season to continue, and they've got to change something about how the series is going.
This one, pressure on to Venom. Mistouch coming out from Divine, looking for a teammate of JP. JP with a quick shot. It goes bar down and out. But look at the pressure that this Raptor squad is starting to get on. They're playing much more aggressive with much more pace. You don't need to worry about touches like that. Trust your teammate because they're going to miss their shots too. Another one goes off the bar from Venom. Ranneday keeps it to himself, looking for JP. JP with a quick shot. A little bit of a team bump coming out on the side of Venom. This pace is starting to throw this Venom squad for a little bit of a loop. Forht trying to take over and calm his team down, and does. Trying to get it off the ceiling. Misses that touch. Yukio gets beat out by Ranneday. Forht now trying to get a quick counterattack going. Pops this one. Did quick shot off the bar. What a save, but thatchyrat says no. Puts it in the back of the net, and Venom take a lead again.
Yeah, what a pop-up upfield to a Forht who's kind of lurking, waiting to make a play. He gets a shot on net initially. Kind of slow, kind of awkward here for this Raptors defense, but they're able to save it. But Thatchy, after the initial pass, comes up and is able to finish it here and give Venom their 5th straight goal.
Venom hit a 6-2. Forht puts one in the back of the net. He looks like John Morant on the field, taking full initiative, scoring like crazy. Great pass from Yukio, and Forht able to slot this one, taking a 2-0 lead in this game. Raptors need to respond, and they need to respond quickly. I've loved the offense that I've seen from them so far in this game specifically, but they need to keep it up. Don't let it get disheartening. Ranneday, I love the aggression that I'm seeing from him. Flip comes out looking for Yukio, but I love the pressure I'm seeing. Ranneday pops this one, using for a teammate. JP with a quick shot, but Forht is back. JP now trying to get this one going again, looking for a teammate. Whiffs on the ball, and Forht pops it to the safety of the corner. thatchyrat low boost, trying to get something happening. JP able to take this one to the wall, gets a quick touch. I love the interference being run, and JP just throws it wide. That was another chance for this Raptor squad, but they still have 2 minutes left, Joe.
Yeah, they've got to find something here. The drought on their scoring continuing as they might let up another one here, and thatchyrat gets a great 50 on a ball that's in front of him. Kind of reads the defender and finds a dunk on ranneday, who's just stuck in net off a great boom from Yukio, and Venom just continues to mount on this pressure, and Raptors have got to put up some desperation. They've got to look for a goal here, at least something to ease the pain.
There it is. Talking about easing the pain, Chunk. JP able to put one in the back of the net. Forht not able to read the psycho. Divine tried to follow it, and JP able to beat Yukio to that ball. Raptors are back in this game. They need just 2 more, and a minute and 50 is plenty of time to do so. 50 in favor. JP booms this one downfield. This could be the pressure that the Raptors need. Great demo from JP on to Thatchy. This one gets popped back in. JP with a fake. He could have gone for the demo, and that would have been the goal. But pressure is there regardless. Venom now trying to get there on the counterattack. 50 comes out. Forht and Yukio both go for it. Oh, but a bump comes out on the side of the Raptors as well. JP pops this up, trying to look for himself, pops it up again. Thatchy does get the strong touch, and Divine sends it to the corner. This could be dangerous pressure now showing up from Venom onto the Raptors. JP trying to pop this one down. That could be a great shot, but Thatchy able to make the save, and Forht carries this one out into the Raptors half, trying to get a quick counterattack, looking for a teammate. Doomsy dish, but he missed on it, and the pressure starts to build for Venom.
Yeah, Raptors need something here again. We kind of saw a miscue from Venom that really got them their first goal, but Venom has been looking for another one, whether it be off a team play, but they are playing so aggressive. It looks like they are able to punish, but this Venom team gets back so quickly, but a missed touch comes out, and Divine gets another one here to make it within arm's reach.
Forht pops this one up, trying to get it to the corner, but Divine was ready for it, able to knock this one into the back of the net. Now, Raptors need one more in 30 seconds. This is what they need to do to keep their playoff hopes alive. JP with a quick shot and a goal! Raptors are clawing their way back into this series.
Yeah, Thatchy not able for the power. JP gets off like kind of a kickoff goal, and he is able to power it right through him to tie up this game here.
Yukio trying to get one from the road. Forht's up for it, and he gets that one back. His psycho attempt from earlier has been recovered from. He reads the touch. Forht puts it down into the back of the net and gives his team the late lead.
Yeah, Forht stepped up after he made a couple of mistakes and is able to put his team ahead with only 30 seconds left. We'll see if Raptors can find one more, but they have been hot compared to the games before this. We'll see if they've still got some left in the tank.
Forht trying to get another one for the road, trying to secure this series. JP gets dunked out by Yukio. Yukio trying to end it here, fakes out Divine. That was a demonic fake from Yukio, and that could seal it unless JP has anything to say about it. Gets the flick, ball still in the air. JP looking for a teammate. No one can get there, and Venom take this series 4-1.
Yeah, Venom looked completely different after that initial game 1 loss by 1. They absolutely kind of adapted to how they were playing. The kind of kind of feel out game comes in handy here for Venom, as they do get 4 straight, and nothing was able to really stop them here, as they just looked in complete control as the series went on and on, connecting together more as a team, and they looked like the better team here tonight, and they will play the number 1 or the number 8 seed depending on who wins that game, but it should be a tough game for them, but with how they played tonight, they should be able to handle it.
Yeah, and I want to say congratulations to the Raptors for making it this far in the playoffs. I think if we saw that team that we saw in game number 5, this series would have been a lot closer. Again, they were all close games. No game was really a blowout that I can remember. It was a close series, but I have to give credit where credit is due. Venom looked to edge them out in every category, and most importantly, they edged them out in goals. And so they take the series 4-1. Again, congratulations to Venom. They're moving on. Raptors, unfortunately, their season ends here. Don't go anywhere. We have another matchup coming up for you guys very soon. Some more awesome, exciting Rocket League to be played. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in just a little bit.